there, middle school. Bet you can't guess where I'm hanging out this week. I look forward to hearing your guesses when we get to Friday celebration. Got a few things I want to talk about this week. So, number one, excited to see you guys as always. Mr. Brown and I had an awesome time last week in our first week of engagement points. Going around the classes, seeing kids come on camera. It was really cool to hear the questions and participation. We look forward to seeing more of it. We are going to be driving around by tomorrow and delivering our first set of treats to everybody. And then, like I mentioned last Friday, we're going to be looking for like a grand champion by the end of Wednesday or December before we go off into winter break land. So, see us pop in there. If you weren't already, you can jump on your screen. You can show us you're trying. We really, really want to see it. As I'm laying here, and I was just doing some reading, I do want to point out on the theme of being present, I think one of the things that's really important when we had a hard week, like last week potentially was for many of us, even with the election kind of going the way that hopefully it will go, there was a lot to deal with there. That was possibly the hardest election any of us will ever deal with in terms of just having to wait for the outcome, regardless of the outcome. And so I think it's important when you're present, and we've been looking for you to be participating and showing up. I think it's also important to be present with your own feelings. It's important to recognize sometimes that like, I need a break. I need to just like stop what I'm doing and go take care of myself for a minute today. That doesn't mean don't show up to class, but that does mean maybe later in the day you need to like turn the screen off, open up a book, take a read, or get outside, go for a walk. Do something that helps you take your brain off of like all the stress, all the anxiety, and just take care of yourself. So self-care, I believe, is really important when you're being in the moment, when you're being really present with everything and recognizing the signs in your body of how the emotions are making you feel. Right? When we feel anxious, our body isn't just like it is always normal. You can usually feel some tension in muscles somewhere, or maybe you're getting some twitches. Like I know I get an eye twitch sometimes when I'm feeling really anxious. And so just looking for those signs in you of what's telling you that, yeah, maybe it's time to take a break and take care of yourself. And I think that's really important. So moving along from that, I do want to talk about this week's competition. Before we get into the main event competition for this week, I want to continue to drum up participation for Freaky Friday. Remember, you can show up on a Freaky Friday with whatever silly outfit you want to be wearing, whatever hat, whatever combination of clothing. We've seen all sorts of crazy stuff over the years. It's just fun. So when we get to that point, I'd love to have some great competitors. It's officially becoming the Raina Moore championship title for the year, but we'd love to see others jump out there. For Student of the Week then as a competition, we're going to be looking this week as we jump into classrooms, not just for the screens, but really specifically, I love as a teacher questions. And I know all of your teachers love questions as well. They're like one of my favorite signs that a student is really just trying to get after it, really trying to figure out the next move as best as possible. So when Mr. Brown and I jump in there, we're looking for those questions, but so will your teachers. So when they nominate Student of the Week, that's who they're going to be nominating. We want to go ahead and shout out as well during last week's Friday celebration. Some students had a hard time getting into the Zoom link for 6th grade. So just to shout out Malak, you were celebrated as being a Student of the Week and you weren't able to be there. And that there was a couple others, so I know your teachers will get to you and let you know how proud of you they were around how hard we're trying as students. And then for the main event competition, in looking at the survey results, many of you told me you'd be willing to do a food video. And I love cooking, and this time of year is November, it's Thanksgiving. And so for a cooking video, a twist on it, this year, I think what we're gonna do is we'll have 3 categories. So first of all, we want you to make up a video, and I'll give you guys an example to look at here in a minute that I make at home myself. But I want you, as you make your video, think about like 30, 60 seconds. So you don't need to make the entire food item from scratch right on the video. In mine, you'll see that I kind of pre-prepare some of the items so that really I can get to the quick presentation of how I put the food together, mostly at the last minute. And then I'll show you guys the dish I make. Keep that a secret for now, but you'll see it in just a moment. and then we'll have 3 categories of judging. Category number 1, there'll be a winner selected for just the best recipe, the recipe that makes everyone's mouth water. Everyone's sitting at home is thinking, I want to make that video, I want to make that food, I want to make that recipe and eat it myself. Category number 2, like Mr. Brown, maybe some of you like to get into editing of film and do cool stuff. I'm sure, like as I've been talking here, some words have popped up on the screen or some other neat things have happened. And so if you want to just like technically make the coolest video, that'll be the second category. Category number 3 in the final category will be who makes just the most like enjoyable, whether that's funny or for whatever other reason entertaining video. That'll be our third category. Each category, best recipe, best editing, and just funnest video to watch, will get its own celebration and award. So please take care of yourselves. Enjoy this upcoming week. Do your best, and we'll see you guys in classes as we're popping around. In the meantime, I think I'll back to reading some Shakespeare here.